Hey guys, Malekith here, just bringing you a quick channel update now that everything's getting back to normal. So the good news first, exams are over. Yay! I can actually start playing games again. So the reason you've been seeing so much Napoleon Total War and Star Wars Republic Commando is I can do those well in advance. I had them all uploaded. I've still got about 8 episodes of Star Wars ready to go. So they were done weeks ago while I did my exams. And all the live streams stopped, as well as those who watched those would have noticed. So that's all finished now, so we should be able to get back on track with live streams and games other than those. Also, the new PC arrived, is set up, and I now have the recording setup working, I think. The only thing I'm missing is a couple of ground loop isolators to get rid of background noise, but for now I'm editing that out with editing software, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But the live streams, you may still hear a bit of background static on those until I get them. They're due in the next couple of days. So, what to do with my channel? Well, Napoleon Total War is coming to an end. Star Wars isn't far off finishing, so I need to find some new stuff. So, at the request of my network, which is TGS, I'm going to attempt to do some mobile games for one day a week, so that'll probably be Mondays. So, I'm just going to do it as an experiment. It's not going to overtake, other channels. With it being summer now, I have a lot more spare time. So, it's not going to replace any of the other series. It's an extra. If it doesn't work out, then I'll stop doing it. If it does, then it can sit there and carry on. So I'm looking for games to play for that. I'm not really interested in tower defense and things like that. More in-depth strategy, or I'm going to try Devil's Attorney because that's meant to be quite funny as well, whilst being a sort of puzzle strategy sort of thing. So if you know any games like that, put them in the comments and I will check them out when I get the chance. It does have to be for Android though, as I don't have an iOS device. Okay, so to replace the Total War series, I'll probably do an Empire Total War, the much larger map. Although I don't like the game quite as much as Napoleon, it's pretty much the only one left other than Medieval and Rome that I can do before Rome 2 comes out. So we should see a series on that. I will not be playing the UK or France, because I want to do a Napoleon Total War 3 mod of France, and Chadman's doing the UK. So I'm not sure what faction to pick yet. I'm going to have a look around at the starting locations and see which one will be interesting. As usual, I'm trying to avoid massive amounts of naval combat. I mean, I don't mind doing some of it, but I don't want it to be pretty much the only thing I'm ever doing because they take forever. But that series is also going to run in a slightly shorter format. I'm going to try out half-an-hour episodes to see whether the viewership goes up or down, just to experiment with things before Rome 2 comes out, so I've got my format perfect for that. Outside of that, there's going to be some other series starting up. Remember Me comes out on Friday, so I intend to pick that up and give it a go. It's by Capcom, so there shouldn't be any issues with copyright hits or anything. I've not really looked into it too much, but it looks like the kind of game I'd love to play. Infamous and things like that I really enjoy on the PlayStation. There's very few games like that on the PC, so it's nice to see one come across for a change. Outside of that, I'm really running out of games to play, and there's not a lot that's come out. Company of Heroes is the next big one I'm looking at, but that's not till the end of the month, so I'm going to have to try and fill in the space with something. I'll look around my library and find what might look interesting to everybody. Any suggestions, be sure to put them in the comments. So on the note of the new PC, I've now swapped to a 2PC setup, so instead of it being one PC that you play on and that does all the recording as well, it now there's one PC that's the gaming PC, that then outputs the sound to a mixer and the video goes straight to a capture card. Those two then feed into a second PC which takes on all the strain of recording and processing and editing and rendering and all that other boring stuff that normally takes up tons of CPU. So what that means to you guys is you should be able to see games with much higher settings because the new PC doesn't have to worry about all that, so I can bump everything up to Ultra. It should also mean from a live stream perspective quality goes up massively, because the big thing with live streaming is CPU, because you have to compress it as you stream it. And with a completely dedicated PC for doing that, I should be able to get much higher quality video out. Some samples of that will be out in the next couple of days, as I did some live streaming yesterday. So be sure to let me know if I need to tweak the settings at all, because there are a lot of things that have changed compared to my previous setup, especially on the sound front. So getting sound levels balanced and things may take me a few episodes of things. So feedback is important in that. And I'm running out of things to talk about. I can't think of much else to say, so hopefully you keep tuned and look forward to the content coming up in the coming weeks.